how did I walk there?
Watch film. Tell you all you need to know, buddy.
Jody, seemed like state tournament know-how, defensive pressure, really kind of, you guys were able to make a mark there early on, and just tournament experience seemed to kind of show itself there early going.
It did early, and then, we reverted back to just some sloppy basketball. I thought the start was great. We caused them some problems, and then we had I guess you just a huge brain fart there in the middle of the second quarter, because it just infected all of us, because just dumb fouls, dumb basketball. I think we like 4 or 5 turnovers in a row, just really uncharacteristic of us. But now, we talked about toughness in the locker room at halftime, and you've heard me say it down here so many times before, it's not the best team, it's the toughest team that wins down here. So thought our guys were very resilient there in the second half. Played through some bad plays, played through some, questionable things that we were doing on offense, and made some plays. And so I'm proud of them, because it's not easy down here. It never is. Sometimes we've had a few times it's looked easy, but it's never easy. But proud of that. And to answer your question, we talked about that in the locker room. This is Nick's, third trip down here. Justin's been down here twice. Virtually, with the exception of these freshmen, all these guys have been down here. So that helps. It helps.
I'll get to Nick in just a minute, but it seemed like there are a cast of characters around him who really made some big plays offensively there in the second half when things got a little tight with Chaz making a 3 or what have you. How far has this team come to be able to have guys step up confidently like that and make shots?
Well, that's the key right there. If it weren't for if we were just the Nick Steen show, we're not here. If Justin and Ray and Jamari and Joe and Chaz and Albie and Will and those guys, if they weren't making the plays, they stepped up and made big shots, made big buckets. So yeah, if it was just the Nick Steen show, I don't think I'm talking to you today.
Nick, what makes this program so consistent every year? I mean, you're behind the scenes, you're out there on the floor during practices. What makes this a program that's heading for its 6th possible finals in 10 years?
Well, first, I feel like it's Coach Wright. He's a great coach. He coaches us up really well, and I think, he gets us playing really hard. It's really our effort and our defense. He tells us defense is going to get us down here. Defense is going to win championships, and he got the record to show it.
Coach, can you expand on that a little bit? Because he obviously gives you a lot of credit, but you've had some good players come through as well. Talk about the consistency over the last decade.
I think, again, it's the standard. We've talked about it before down here. The faces change, but the expectations don't. And the expectations are high at Fulton. It's not an easy place to play because the demands of just what Nick said. But I think when you get a bunch of guys that buy into the process and believe in what you're doing and do it at a high level, you can play at a high level. So Nick was pretty kind. I've never made a shot, and haven't gotten a single rebound in the last 40 years. But these guys, their willingness to do the hard things. If our program was built on scoring and flashy ball handling, everybody likes to do that. That's the fun part. It's built on foundationally on 2 things that are effort based, and that's defending and rebounding. And when you do that at a high level, you got a chance every night. And so that's really kind of who we are. And I think that's probably if you talk to guys that have been down here before, they would probably tell you the same thing. Jesse's been around for I guess since James Gallman days back in when we were playing for state championships back in 07, 08, 09, and I think the message was really the same. We're going to try to defend and rebound at a high level, and I think that gives you a chance every night.
Coach, what went into the rebounding effort today against Portland?
Well, looking at the stats, I see where we had 12 boards, and I think we won the battle of the boards 30.
You were 5 of 5 to start the game. It just felt like this is the upperclassman, the guy with experience. Did you feel like a sense of not urgency, but just I need to step up and be a leader today because I've been down here so much?
Yeah, you know, it's not really offense, you know. But yeah, my offense was going, but I really like to get it started on defense. But you know, once I felt that first shot going, I knew it was good from there.
How good did that dunk feel?
It felt great.
Glad he made it.
Yes.
I've got one last for a lot of expectations. How much confidence comes with that, and kind of come into a game with a little more confidence than your opponent?
It comes for a lot, you know. If you don't have any confidence, you're not going to get very far. Confidence, you know, you got to lead, you know, go by expectations, just execute on the court.
The Film Room is presented by SmartBank. Play smart, bank smart. SmartBank. For more information, visit smartbank.com.